sounds of
Chauvinist Pigs.
This is the podcast where we talk about music, sports, or anything Chicago. Politics, women, random stuff that go on in life. Welcome to the Chauvinist Pigs podcast.
What up? Episode 3 of the Chauvinist Pigs podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing. Check us out on iTunes at Chauvinist Pigs, SHOVANAIST. SHOVANIST. Did I spell that right the first time?
I don't think so.
Well, it is what it is. For sure. But yeah, thanks everybody for liking, subscribing. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, share, subscribe, do what you need to do, you know what I'm saying? So, it's been a good week. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up?
Good.
I'm swell.
You swell? Okay.
I'm swell.
You drinking natural ice. I know you more than swell, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just like, I had to connect with my roots, man.
Broke, goddamn.
Hey, I gotta stay true to being a broke nigga. Broke nigga run.
Brothers drinking Stellas.
No success like no success, nigga. You just know about that.
Y'all drinking that Stella over there, man.
Yeah. These niggas, they bougie, nigga. They got bougie lips. They lips don't appreciate a $2.25 drink.
$2.25.
Actually, it was $2.02.
Oh, okay.
I gave him $2. Let me slide him the 2 cents because I gave him $1. He's like, you can go. Yeah, you good. Give it to me next time, nigga. Try to give you $1, nigga. Give me my 98 cents.
For sure, man. I want to start off, man, by saying rest in peace, man, to Tommy Ford, man. Tommy from Martin, you know what I'm saying? So he died at 52 years old today, man. Young man, man. It's crazy, man. People dying early and earlier, left and right. I don't know what it is, man. What did he die from?
Aneurysm, like exploded
In his stomach.
In his stomach. He was in the hospital like previously for like knee replacement surgery, and while he was getting checkups, that's what happened. I believe. Yeah. But once again, like he's iconic though. He's like one of them guys that you'll never forget. So he's not really dead to me. He's not. Like Tommy's not dead. Like it's like you weren't looking for no new Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy wasn't doing no new projects. Like he was Tommy, and he was actually Tommy and Martin. That's his real name. He was actually Tommy in Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Harlem Nights too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what was his name in
Tommy in Class Act, was
Well, I was gonna say, what's his name in Class Act? I was gonna say, Class Act was funny. Class Act, he played a good role in Class Act. Wow. Yeah,
Michael
man.
Jaws, a.k.a. Blade Brown.
Blade Brown looked like fucking Willis Stryker from Luke Cage. Man. That's what I thought he was. I'm like, damn, that's that nigga from Class Act, man. Yeah. So
Is that him?
no, it ain't him.
that ain't him.
He played on Boardwalk Empire. He was Dunn Pernsley on Boardwalk Empire.
That's who he was.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember who I saw him from, but that was
exactly,
him.
yeah.
That's nigga who got fucked up by
by Chalky.
by Chalky in a
White.
jail cell.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then he became a slave of him.
Yeah, ended up teaming with Chalky. Yep, exactly. That's who it was, man. So
That's how I couldn't place a face.
yeah.
I was looking at him, but I couldn't place where I knew him from. I kept looking at him like, damn, where I know this nigga from?
Y'all watched the Cubs game last night?
No.
Nah.
I
I followed it on like
It was the
my
biggest
app, my sports app.
comeback in baseball history last night. It was down 5-2 in the ninth, and they came, they won the game. But they still got 2 more series to win to fucking win the World Series, though. So that don't.
I think they could do it this year though. I'm not like hating them. I ain't like a Cubs fan. Like I ain't gonna be like a bandwagon jumper.
Yeah.
Southside nigga, I fuck with the Sox, but
Yeah.
I'm Chicago. I want to see him win.
For sure. I hear you, man.
I go to the what's that shit? They have like a. Damn, she scared the shit out of me. Like a little. What they have when you win? The little things that come down. Like I've never been to one, so I want to go.
What you mean?
The confetti shit. What is that shit?
celebration?
The celebration. I've never been like we didn't have the Bulls. Like, living in Chicago, I've seen 6 championships. We didn't see in my lifetime. I've seen 6 championships.
Yeah.
2 Blackhawks championships and 1 Sox championship.
Yeah.
I've never been downtown for the party.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to some shit like that.
Yeah. The White Sox won in 06, right?
05.
05. Damn.
See, that's how you know a fan. Yeah.
Crazy.
It was 05.
What up to my boy EJ Hayes in the Phoenix, Arizona area? For sure. Hey Vanessa, what's up? Chantel, Sam, Jack.
You live in effect?
I'm live on my end.
Okay, that's what's up. We're gonna get live on the other ends too.
Get live, yeah. All right, so starting with the show, man. It's been a big week, man. A lot of good content has come out. You know what I'm saying, right? You got Birth of a Nation. You got the 13th documentary on Netflix. It's been a real crazy week, man. A lot of stuff that's going on that's capturing the nation, you know what I'm saying, right? But besides what Trump talking about and Hillary and their situation, you know what I'm saying, right? What y'all think about Birth of a Nation?
Man, Drew, you want to start?
I saw it twice. I liked it a lot. Good movie. Great movie, in my opinion. You don't really get those type of stories, in my opinion. It's always, we got to be a butler, buffing some damn floors, other things of that nature. We always oppressed. I actually appreciated the fact that we had a movie where you can actually stand up for yourself.
To me, it was bigger than a part of like standing up for yourself. Like when people didn't go out in droves to go see it, and they're using like a old rape case that somebody was acquitted of to not go see it, speaks volumes to me. It's like you'll go see this Medea movie, you'll go to an R. Kelly concert, but for a movie that's for your people, about your people, that's uplifting for your people, especially at this time, like this time of day. Like you want to see something like that, and then he do 7.1 mil. He did more than that in Sundance. And I say it's not like it was. The movie to me is not about Nate Parker. It's about
Nat Turner.
Mm-hmm. And it comes back to like, okay, like I'm speaking to some people downtown. They were like, it was on a Friday. It was like a Saturday morning. I get to work, and they going over to Friday. Like, oh, what did you do yesterday? Like, I'm like, oh, I went to work in Woodfield. I went to go see the movie in Woodfield. Actually, it was like me and like 4 other black people in the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Same here.
I went to go see it, and it's like I'm talking to people at work who are black, who are at the age range of about 20 to 24, and they don't even know who the movie's about.
Yeah, look, I didn't know nothing about Nat. I wasn't taught about Nat Turner when I was coming up, man. You the history that you learn in elementary school in Chicago is basically Christopher Columbus discovered America. The run of the mill bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You're not giving
Martin
the
Luther
truth.
King.
Exactly. Martin Luther King. Everybody talked about Martin Luther King. That was it. It was the basic stuff they teach you in school. I didn't learn about Nat Turner until I got in my mid-20s and whatnot. And really the internet. When the internet, when I really got more into the internet, that's when I found out the truth about a whole lot of stuff that I never knew about.
Like I had already knew about him because I was always into black history. So I've always known about him. I've always been aware of who he was and what he did. Yeah. And that's what was so much symbolic to me. Like, why did you guys not want to go see this? Finally, you get a movie of someone fighting back for you, and you get $7 million.
Yeah, it was a classic thing of people just letting conditioning brainwash them and keep them from the truth. It was, it's to me. I've been saying it all week. It's one of them things where you judging the vessel instead, and those you letting the actions of that vessel dictate your actions. And in return, a lot of people didn't go support this movie because of what they heard about Nate Parker and the rape charge and all of this good stuff. And I've been frustrated. I've been on one all week about since I seen the movie. Man, it was because I went to the hood of the hood. I went over there to Ford City to see the movie.
You can get hooded. You go to 87 to watch it.
I wasn't gonna go to 87
because they seats don't recline.
Yeah. Hey,
hold on, man. I went to 87 to see the movie, man.
Oh, man, you kept it real.
Hey, I was mad as hell. Hold on, I sit down the seat. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to raise arm wrestle up. Arm wrestle let me come up.
I ain't as tall as you, though. Like, somebody will try me. They ain't going to try you. You know what I'm saying? But I went to Fort City and saw it with my homie. And my homie ended up, he got up and cursed two broads out because they was talking to me. And, while the movie
was it a packed theater, though? How many people was in
your
theater?
The theater was not packed. I would say it was probably a grand total of maybe about 20 people in there.
Yeah, it was about 20 people in the theater, too.
And that's what the kids need. Like, it's a Medea movie coming out in a couple of weeks. With,
shit go do nothing.
Like a scary movie, Medea movie. And I know the numbers are going to be way out the park for this Medea movie, but this is a movie that you need to go see. He did not. If he did rape somebody or didn't rape somebody, the movie is bigger than the person who directed it.
Yeah,
people go flock to see a Woody Allen movie. Did he marry his daughter?
Something like
Some
that.
crazy shit.
Yeah, he did.
Married his underage daughter. Like,
but it's just like C said. It's people out here still supporting R. Kelly. To this day, this man has put out several albums since those charges. We got vivid evidence of him doing what he was doing.
Me too, shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it was obvious the chick was a young girl in those movies. Yeah. So, you guys are able to go out and still see him in concert and still buy his albums. This nigga at the time was even wearing a mask. You got him walking around calling himself the Pied Piper while these rape allegations, they're not rape, but you know what I'm saying, these sexual charges are against
this nigga
him.
had lewd acts.
Lewd acts.
It was statutory rape.
Boondocks. I had to repost that episode of that Boondocks episode that was about the R. Kelly.
It happened at Penn State.
It was so much going on.
Penn State.
It was retarded.
It's like 85 to 90% white. So if you're being tried by a jury of your peers, his peers wasn't black, so he didn't get off the hook. He basically beat.
He beat the
charge. To me personally, it had to be facts, because when police officers kill people and they're being judged by the peers, they get off.
Yeah.
So he didn't get off. Therefore, drop the charges. Go see the movie. Support a movie. Like, when you let a movie like this, to this magnitude, get unwatched, be underappreciated while it's at the box office, you close the door for future movies to come out. Yeah. So if you want to see that Harriet Tubman movie or that Marcus Garvey Christmas Addict,
but a lot of people was bringing up the
you're failing, because Fox took a shot on this one, and Fox, the board members at Fox is like, okay, we failed at this one, we can't go do
any of those
Charles Drew movie, like somebody. I ain't gonna say like somebody like a Charles Drew, that'd be great, or George Washington Carver, like these other people that in history who've affected the world, but you won't get to see their movie because you wouldn't let Nat Turner get a chance.
I always say these type of movies are social experiments, especially for them, because it comes down to the bottom line. They want to make money from these movies, regardless of what kind of movie it is. Action movies, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger kill 100 people before the movie's over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And nothing said about that. So they took a shot, like you said. They took a chance on this man. And it wasn't like him, the depiction of him killing these white people in the movie was just like, oh, it was just, demonizing white folks. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that kind of thing. It was just the circumstances, and it was facts.
Does it get any better? Like what your homie say, Trump? Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, I feel like you're closing the door on that subject. Like, now we can't get another movie. Like, I've been wanting Tyler Perry for years to make a movie like this.
But do we need
because
any
he
more
has
movies
the budget?
Like, do we need any more movies? Like, just like, they 12 Years a Slave. I like 12 Years a Slave. It was a real good movie. I like the story behind it, because that was like, wow, that's really fucked up what happened. All the slave movies is fucked up what happened. But do y'all really want another slave movie? I mean, what is it? What more can it do?
This was a different type of slave movie.
It's not a slave movie to me. It's a history movie.
It's not a typical slave movie,
when you look
where it's we shall overcome and we praying and this is all it. These guys, they got to a point where they said, well, man, this is what we being taught. These men are wicked. They're evil. We're not killing them because they're white. We're killing them because they're evil, and the evil that they're doing to us and our people. They got tired of being oppressed, and they went and they did something about it.
But other races don't do that. Like, when it comes to like the Jewish community, there's always a Jewish movie, a movie by somebody who's Jewish that doesn't let you forget. Saving Private Ryan had references to the Holocaust. You go to Schindler's List. You can go on with their movies, and even in their comedies, when it comes to like a Seth Rogen, he doesn't let it down. Like, he lets you know that the Holocaust exists in a comedy type of way, in a comedic way.
Yeah. Larry David do too.
Yeah, they don't let you forget.
Yeah, you're right.
And therefore, why should we have to forget and like cover up our past? Because that's what America wants to do.
Yeah.
Because the people I was talking to, like, they went to school in Schaumburg, because I was working out in Schaumburg there with Phil Moe, and I was talking to the people about the movie.
Yeah.
And they had no idea. No, why? Because it's not taught in their schools.
Yeah.
Because usually they're taught by black people.
Yeah. And he's one of those people that you have to go out and kind of seek on your own, because, like you said before, it's something that's not taught in our classrooms. You know what I'm saying? I learned about Nat Turner on my own when I was a lot older, from just searching and going to bookstores and learning on my own. Yeah. But when I was a kid, Black History Month consisted of Harriet Tubman, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, George Washington Carver, and him doing what he do to the peanut. You know what I'm saying?
It's just them old ass pictures with a little brief biography of that person on your walls.
Booker T. Washington, and before you have it, them 29 days is over.
But you have so many more people now. You closing the book on other movies, like a Duke Ellington movie. Like, who would want to see a Duke Ellington movie?
Did y'all see that Don Cheadle Miles Davis movie?
I heard so much good stuff about it.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw it?
I saw it. Okay. It was under the radar. It didn't get a lot of publicity because they didn't. Once again, it didn't get pubbed up. But it was shot at a less volume of a budget.
Yeah,
like
he funded it himself. So yeah,
so you know what I'm saying. Like, so that was independent. Therefore, the independent money got made.
Yeah.
But this was not an independent movie.
Okay.
This movie was backed by Fox, so Fox put some money in it.
Well,
So,
Fox bought it. He rose the money himself.
but he cut it. He did edit the hell out of it.
Tanya, your friend Tanya said Fox bought it for $17.5 million.
Fox bought it afterwards. He rose the money himself.
He rose the set
after
himself.
Fox got involved after what is it, Sundance or whatever.
Sundance.
That's
Highest
when they-
grossing movie in Sundance history.
That's when they went on ahead and bought it, and they moved forward with the release of it from there.
Other than that, the highest grossing movie in Sundance history was fucking Vinny Chase
What the fuck is Vinny Chase?
on Entourage. Nigga.
Entourage.
Medellin.
Medellin, nigga. One the director of Billy Walsh, nigga.
But me personally, I can't speak for the rest of the guys at the panel, but I was disappointed in our so-called educated black people that allowed ourselves not to go out here and support this movie. All I heard or saw on my feed on Facebook was how inaccurate this movie is, or you're still calling him a rapist even though he's been acquitted of these charges. Yeah. You're not supposed to remove Nate Parker from the thing. If you don't know anything about Nat Turner, this was your opportunity to go out here and see a different type of slave movie. You know what I'm saying? Where, I was in there, man. I was in a. I don't even know what to even call it, man. I felt all kind of emotions watching that movie. You know what I mean? Because I saw those brothers. They played the guys that he had in there acting. They acted their asses
And the other
off.
part that got me, it was a 3-day weekend. You had Columbus Day of all the most fucked up fraudulent days to have a
That shoulda made
day to
you
go
wanna
see
go
a
see it.
black movie. Was fucking Columbus Day.
Yeah.
But you look at Columbus Day, and you still had low sales.
It came out Thursday. I saw it
Yeah,
Thursday.
they did it Thursday night. Yeah.
So he had a 4-day weekend,
Yep.
Yeah.
4
and
days.
he had $7 million.
Yeah.
Saw it Thursday at 7:00.
The thing is, it's not too late. Like, it ain't like it's about to get booted out of. It's gonna get booted out of a few movie theaters who got maybe 4 movie screens or whatever.
Yeah. But it was like you said. You're going to have Madea come out, and Madea going to come and get
Kevin Hart
Let's
come out
just
next
say-
Friday. Kevin
let's
Hart
just
come out
say
next
he
Friday.
get-
This Friday, Kevin Hart
he
comes
got
out.
7 this last week. Right?
That's the shit with social media. When something comes out and it may be getting some bad reviews, after that, you know what I'm saying, it just falls straight down. It's not like it could pick up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like
a
before.
50% drop
Yeah,
or
like,
whatever.
you know, say like 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying, right, movie come out and it have a steady, revenue, it would go up, because you didn't have social media, people saying, oh, it's whack, don't go see it. You have to go for yourself to kind of, judge it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
And it was one of them those kind of movies, man. Like me personally, I was like, I'm gonna do my due diligence to the film, and I, aside from what I've heard about this man himself, you go and you watch his Breakfast Club episode, and you can see how passionate he was about bringing this character to life on screen.
And future characters.
Yeah,
He wants to do more.
and
He made nothing
that
off
was-
the movie. That's
yeah.
he didn't profit.
Right.
Because everybody who
It was
invested
just-
in the movie got paid back. Therefore, he walked away with pretty much
it was
the
a pu-
reputation of making another movie.
Yeah, it was a pure passion project for him. You know what I mean? And it was like he said, you don't support this movie, you don't get to see the other movies. Like I kept seeing people saying, "Oh, what about a Toussaint?" I hope I'm saying that right. A Toussaint movie, about other slave revolts and stuff. Yeah. We're not gonna get that because you didn't support this slave revolt movie.
Right.
yeah.
You guys went out and supported Django. This is a fictional character,
Yeah.
but you can't go out and support Nat Turner.
I mean, Django had that face. Had the face with Jamie Foxx, and he had a director. And
But no, it's not like the love wasn't there though. I mean, as far
I
as
mean, I
like,
agree.
if you want to know like and have an enlightening situation about your people, why wouldn't you want to go see it?
I agree, but I'm just saying Django was easier for a movie like Django to cross over to white America. Nate Parker wasn't trying to sell this movie to us. He had to get them to buy into this shit too.
Exactly, but that's the problem.
That was
That's
the
the,
problem.
I mean, I didn't say the problem, but that was the,
he got
the
him at
success.
Sundance.
You got Fox, which is probably like the whitest fucking
Agreed.
station to buy into anything.
Right.
They're Republicans. They bought into your vision.
But
So all he needed was the support of your own people.
the advertisement though, because people didn't. I know a lot of people didn't even know the shit came out. They was like, man,
I don't know.
You know
like,
what? This
okay,
week-
like, how did that? You're so socially unaware when you don't know it came out.
This week they kind of made a push. You know what I'm saying? Usually a movie come out like 2 months ago, you would see something. If it was something like,
Reviews
yeah,
and stuff.
the
It was-
movie, the number one movie was Girl on a, what was the name of it? What was the
Girl
name
on
of
the
it?
Train.
Girl on the
Train.
I've never seen a preview for that shit.
Me
Yeah,
either.
I saw
I ain't
one,
seen no
I
preview.
saw-
Never
no,
seen a
I-
preview
I
for that
saw
shit.
one preview for that.
I only
And
watched
that
it 'cause
movie
you
made
told me
damn near
about it.
triple.
Yeah, it made like almost 30 million.
Nat Turner made,
Yeah.
Birth of a Nation made.
Exactly. So
Who's in it?
I don't know. It's based on a novel or something, man.
Message.
I don't know. Yeah. So you know, with all this going on, man, you know, Trump out here, you know what I'm saying, right, talking about grabbing women by the pussy and shit, man, and
That's why I fuck with Trump, because he's funny.
dude,
Piggyback off of last week's episode, I was like, yo, I'm going to vote for the funny motherfucker. That nigga's funny.
dude, I don't know, man.
Grab him by the pussy.
You may have to walk back.
he hanging out with that dude with the hood. That fuck him right in the pussy. That guy.
yeah.
That nigga Trump funny.
Damn.
But I heard you mention 12 Years a Slave. They said 12 Years a Slave kind of had a similar life at box office where it started out very slow like that. It started off slow. It wasn't. It built. It went because that one wasn't a traditional slave movie to me either. It had some differences in it where, you know what I mean. It isn't as left as Nat Turner when you put them side by
white
side.
People in it.
I mean,
you had Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt joined. He draws a crowd of his own. He's Brad Pitt.
Right.
You know Brad Pitt's in this movie.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers go see a movie just because Brad Pitt's in it. Even though
you
his
got
scenes were
my
not
man
big.
from the Social Network in it.
Who?
That was who Slave Master was in Nat Turner.
And you had dude from Sons of Anarchy.
Sounds of Anarchy. Yeah, the short preacher, the fat guy. He from Sons of Anarchy. So you have some recognizable faces. I mean, they're not Brad Pitt, obviously.
All you talk about is nigga this and nigga that. And all your favorite people are so-called niggas.
It's different. Magic, Eddie, Prince are not niggas. I mean, they're not black. I mean, let me explain myself. They're not really black. I mean, they're black, but they're not really black. They're more than black. It's different.
It's different?
Yeah, to me, it's different.
You know, deep down inside, I think you wish you were black.
Get the fuck out of here.
Laugh if you want to. You know, your hair is kinkier than mine. What does that mean? And you know what they say about dark Italians?
You know, I've been listening and reading.
You been reading now?
I read. I've been reading about your leaders, Reverend Al, Mr. Dew, Sharp Tone, Jesse. Keep hope alive.
That's fucked up.
Keep hope alive.
Hey, that's fucked. Don't talk about Jesse.
And even the other guy, what's his name? Farrakhan.
Minister Farrakhan.
Sorry. Minister Farrakhan. Anyway, Minister Farrakhan always talks about the so-called day when the black man will rise. We will one day, what does he say? We will one day rule the earth as we did in our glorious past.
Yeah, that's right.
What past you talking about? I mean, what did I miss?
We started civilization.
Man, keep dreaming, man. Then you woke up.
Pino, fuck you, fuck your fucking pizza, and fuck Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
To me, it was bigger than just telling a story of someone going to kill white people.
It was, and that was why I was so frustrated, because I'm like, why are we allowing this? Whatever, even if, let's say he was
That's why I
guilty
clapped
of
it, but you know what I'm saying? That's just
even
me.
if he was guilty,
That's my humor.
If he got off from it, it's been people in the past. Big Ben plays every Sunday, does he not?
Man, he been in
Man,
that shit twice.
That's deep right there.
Twice.
Does he
My
not?
man has been accused of rape twice. Selling out stadiums.
Selling them out. Everybody wearing Big Ben jersey, proud.
Yeah.
Big Ben, a Jordan player too, if I ain't mistaken.
I didn't even know that.
He
I don't
had-
know about
he had
all
some
that.
Jordan cleats.
But all I'm saying is this man has been accused of rape twice. Has
You know,
never been
who-
suspended
who,
for
Who
it.
else can we mention though?
My
It's
man
a
Mike
bunch of
Vick fought a
honorable-
dog. That nigga got lost about 2 years of his career, about $100 million.
All his
Big bread.
endorsements.
Nike dropped him
Hey, I
instantly.
remember being at work that day, G. They
man.
called upstairs like, yo,
Bruh.
remove them cleats.
Removing them cleats, removing his mannequin, all that
We
shit.
had to get through the crowd.
He didn't even go to trial yet. He didn't even go to court. Yo, they said he did some shit. Remove his shit.
Shit, remember Tiger? Tiger was the same.
Tiger
way.
Woods, yeah.
He ain't even do shit. He just fucked around.
Exactly. That's why I say, man, if you black and you're in popular culture, man, you gotta, button up and fly right, man. I mean, it's sad, but the double standard that, athletes and black people in general have to deal with, and then you got, white people who's on not just white people, but sports announcers on TV, even black ones saying that, you know what, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Stephen A. Smith, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. They're at a point of their careers where they have money. But yet, the money that they make, that allows them to basically sell their souls in order for, for them to basically sell us out, because they don't want to be viewed as, I don't want to go against what I've got, They think
They don't want to lose what they have. They don't want to go against the grain.
Shucking and jiving.
But you have some people out here like a Bomani Jones. But Bomani Jones always speaks his mind.
Man. All the
He
time.
always speaks his
If
mind.
he
You
don't say
never catch
shit.
a fake Bomani.
You will see it on a T-shirt, low key.
Every time, even when things happen in Chicago,
Yeah,
Bomani
that shirt he
Jones
had
is speaking.
Caucasians.
Damn, what he put? It was like Caucasian something. He had some crazy.
Cleveland Indians, Caucasian shirts. Yeah.
So it's it was just one of those things, man. It was kind of sad to see that we let that information coming out about his rape charge. That was by design. That wasn't just a coincidence.
I didn't hear that when the great debaters came out.
When Great Debaters came out,
Strategic.
when Life of Secret Bees, Red Tails, any of these other films, when those came out, we didn't hear about any of these.
He's done a lot of positive
things.
fucking black movies.
Yeah,
You know, it was a slept on movie that was real good. What is it? Miracle of St. Anna, Spike Lee.
Oh,
movie.
Spike Lee joint. That was
That
good.
was real-
that was real good.
Yeah, it's about
He wasn't in that, was he?
who?
Nate Parker.
Was he in that?
I don't know.
No, I don't think he was in that, but that was still a good movie though.
Yeah.
My man from Selma was in that.
That was like Spike's last
The one
good
that
movie
played
though.
Martin in Selma. He was
That
in
was
that.
like Spike's last good movie.
Spike been up and
I didn't
down
see.
down here.
What's name was okay though.
When the Inside Man come out?
Red Hook Summer was pretty decent.
Inside Man was some years back. That was
2011.
maybe yeah.
But the Red Hook Summer was good. You see that?
That shit was horrible, man.
You think Red Hook?
No, I mean, you can tell what the story's about. I mean, it was alright, man, but I ain't really like it like that.
You know, Spike don't fuck with the white man though, so he don't get no budget.
You ain't like Chirac, nigga?
Wow, that shit was.
I never saw Chirac.
You don't-
Chirac had promise. It came on really good.
It started off
the
decent.
first
This might be better than
40
what I think.
seconds. It was real fucking good. Had me.
He said the first 40 seconds.
Hey,
But
ain't
the
lying,
next
bro.
hour to 30 minutes was horrible. Like that
What
was
the fuck?
by far one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. I don't know what the fuck that
I
shit
want my
was.
life back.
If we have anybody that watches this shit who's not from Chicago and think that's a depiction of Chicago, that is not us.
That shit is wrong.
First off, we don't fuck with Nick Cannon.
That shit is wrong.
We don't fuck with nobody from Wildin' Out.
And Jesse said this thing got a 40 ounce natural ice, Jesse.
Because I don't sell out, nigga. I'm just gonna be forever broke nigga. I'm like Genuine said, same OG. Same old me.
It's just one of them things, man. We got another weekend approaching. People need to go out here and check this movie.
It ain't too
out,
late.
man.
You know what
It
I'm
ain't
saying?
too late. I plan on buying the DVD. I don't even buy DVDs. I'm gonna buy
I
this
don't
shit.
either. I'm about
But I think the DVD is gonna be better because they have
Oh,
uncut
Because
scenes.
it got to be
Scenes,
uncut.
yeah.
You know, you
That's
get
one
to
of the
see
things
even
I
more.
think that it was missing because people who don't know the original Nat Turner story is like when he went in, like to go kill these white people, he left nobody behind. Like if the white baby was there, he had to kill the white baby, and the other slaves that were with him who was like, oh, we probably don't want to do that. He's like, yo, that white baby is gonna grow up to own you.
Yep.
That's the future in the making. So all of them have to go. That's one thing that I think Fox probably cut that out.
Yeah,
They
I
kinda
definitely-
But
It
they
is.
will have to give you,
knew,
that back
you knew they was
in the
gonna edit
DVD.
some.
Your boy,
You knew they was
edit
gonna
to
edit
it.
some.
Santiago Rashad said also the Nate Turner story had been quite altered. Parker added rape to the story. His story catered to production, basically what you just said.
But what movie doesn't embellish though? Like that was another thing. Like people were saying it was so
It's
many
interpretation.
inaccuracies. Like you know what I'm saying? All movies, no movie is line for line, word for word what we've read in the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just one of them kind of things. But
I just
shit,
burped.
man. Yeah, he definitely threw me off track.
So look at me shit like I did it. I ain't do it.
But go see this movie, people. At the end of the day, you know,
Might see it a third time.
definitely go see it.
For sure.
And it was some great performances, especially Nate Parker. Man, as much scrutiny as he's getting, man, he put it down in this movie.
What about that third?
You know, he was giving some of those, you know, them lyrics out of the Bible, man. Shit,
They did kind of hint to
Made
it.
you want to go to church that Sunday?
man.
Nah,
I wasn't
You got
gonna-
moved?
It wasn't that
I got
deep.
You wanna
moved.
go pay
man.
some communion?
It was some passions.
It might have
man,
been first
in them
Sunday. This
What was
was
your
like the first
favorite?
week.
What was your favorite scene?
words.
Then?
It was
My
some
favorite
passion in them
scene?
words.
Yeah.
But he killed the owners, nigga. Them 14 seconds of killing white people was my favorite part of the whole fucking
I
movie.
like that part too. The part that got me though, when remember he went to the last house when he made his mind up. He started speaking to the one dude in code, and he was just like, "Man,
The big black dude.
yeah," and he just kind of nodded at him like, "We go get these motherfuckers."
That was one of my favorite scenes when when they were sitting out there. The people was all hurt.
Yeah,
You could tell the master hadn't been treating them right or whatever. And he was just looking at him, and he kept looking back at the white guys behind him. And then he just went into his sermon real quick.
But you notice his master gave him this look like
He did. Both of them gave him that look.
He
Like,
up to
hold on,
something.
and he just gave.
What part
that,
fucked y'all up though?
he
That
just
part
gave
or the
that pass.
snitch?
You know what
G?
part fucked me up?
The
That-
snitch.
The little boy.
The little boy that was fucked up, but also, you know what I'm saying, right? It showed how the slaves were given the Bible as some type of some type of, you know what I'm saying,
some way to keep you in check.
keep you in check. You know what I'm saying? They had them coming to
That
read.
whole reward at the
Yeah,
end of
exactly.
your life type situation.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you
Exactly.
could be a slave now, but once
Yeah.
you die, you're
Exactly.
free.
So yeah, what's going on is not that bad. Just
that
believe
bullshit
in
they give
God.
you every Sunday, they don't give you back.
Like, just go through it. You're gonna be all right.
Sounds like today.
That is just like today. That's the same damn
It's
sermon.
the same thing. Like, tell
That's
me,
where I'm going.
all you people who watching, tell me who church sent somebody to college. All you do is take your fucking money every Sunday and fill you with that false hope and don't give shit back to you.
So Jesse said he didn't deliver on what he sold the movie on.
But I understand what I talked to Jesse earlier, and he was telling me we having a discussion. I'm telling him, like, I understand what he's saying. He's coming from the point of, like, he think that the killing should have been more of the focal point. But I'm telling him, like, in actuality,
It's not about the kill.
it was about the killing, but it was more so about the fact that it didn't last that long.
The actual
The
revolt.
actual vote wasn't long.
It was 48 hours.
Yeah, that's not long, and that's not 48 hours of like going in. It's
Right.
more like
It's
I did my hour, then we go hide for fucking
Let me
20
go
hours.
ahead, And in that time they're hiding, here come the army. Boom. And that's what,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
Like
happened.
it was a
So the
great
actual-
stand. It was like
Yeah, the actual revolt. You can't base the whole entire
if they
movie
do wanna
off
do a
of
movie
the
about
actual
that.
revolt,
They should.
or at
do.
least that particular revolt that Nate.
because he was like I was
Nat
talking to Jesse.
Turner
Like
led.
Jesse was looking forward towards like a Django type thing, but he's
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
get the
yeah.
Django
He
because
wasn't-
Django's
no, he
not
wasn't
based
gonna
off
get that
any
in there.
I mean, if
any
you-
facts.
Yeah.
If you want a movie like that, I think you need a Denmark Vesey type movie where shit he had the biggest revolt in fucking history in U.S.
Exactly.
history.
Yeah.
So
But you're not
break-
gonna
so
get that movie
so
because
break
you didn't
that-
support this
Break
movie.
that down.
Exactly.
I don't know about Denmark. Break it down. What's up with that?
I mean, he was Denmark
Furious
Vesey.
Styles. Break it down.
Furious, ladies and gentlemen.
Furious
ladies
Drew
and gentlemen.
Styles.
He was a slave in South Carolina. He actually led one of the biggest revolts. I can't quite remember everything about him. It's been a while since I actually came
Read up
across
on him.
Yeah, but I know he had like actually one of the biggest slave revolts in U.S. history. I think the biggest, if I remember correctly, which actually was right before the Civil War.
Okay.
Which was one of the reasons that they even went into Civil War, because they was like, man, they getting out of hand. We can't control them no more. And hell, revolts kept popping up in different quarters of the country. So, like the Nat Turner situation, just popping up in random spots of the country and shit. They ain't having it no more. So,
Okay.
And that was something else I learned from the movie. You know, I know they let them read the Bible and then let them do service for their people and stuff. But what I didn't know is that they limited the Bible. They limited the passages that they allowed them to read. And that's what he was saying. He said, he said that in the movie. He was like, well, I'm reading what I'm reading in this Bible. This is what's leading me to believe it's time for us to, stand up and fight for ourselves.
I figured that out because when she was teaching him how to read the Bible, when he first got in the room, he tried to grab the other book. And she was like, yo, kind wouldn't understand that. So that right there, let's let me know, like.
Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it, but yeah.
I don't care if you didn't
These
see
were-
it. Go
these
see
were-
this shit anyway.
These were some of the scenes that stood out to us, though, for sure.
Yeah. I think it was an excellent movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was a great.
It's a starter movie. Like this is the movie you need for a starter to get the other movies you want to see. You're not gonna get that.
Garvey or whoever.
Yeah, that's not like the prolific, like the Muhammad Ali's, the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings. Clearly, you've gotten those movies. You got them because they are the biggest names in Black history. But to get a Parker, not the Parker, the movie that Parker put out, a Nat Turner movie, and to get other movies similar to people who are not taught in school, who are not on those damn pictures they give you. That's the same picture they rolled out like it's fucking
Quick-ass
Christmas
3x5.
ornaments. It's like Black History ornaments to me. Like it was Black History Month. Put them same goddamn pictures out.
definitely,
year.
definitely
The
not
same
gonna-
astronaut, first black astronaut, Nate Jemisin and George Washington Carver, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
They don't even put Malcolm X up.
They don't do. I would like to see a movie about DeSable, being it from Chicago.
They don't even.
He has the smallest fucking statue bust I've ever seen in my fucking life for be a person who settled a fucking place.
Right.
Jack Brickhouse got a big ass statue sitting in a desk 20 feet from a little ass head of Jean Baptiste Point DeSable,
Yeah.
who's basically the reason why we're here. Why Chicago is the biggest port. Why it was the meat packing district that it was.
Right.
It's because of this man who opened up a port and was able to see the vision for things to come. But there's no movie about him, and you probably won't fucking see it because you didn't fucking go see the other movie.
Right. This was your opportunity. Like a lot of
Even
people.
if you didn't want to see the shit, go buy the fucking ticket and go home.
A lot
It's
of
only
people-
like $6 in Hyde Park.
That's the matinee, $4.
A lot of people say why Tyler Perry never makes this type of movie. Well, this is it.
why.
This is
Well,
the
you know,
reason why.
Tyler Perry is gonna make the movie he knows is gonna make money. He's gonna do what he does. You know what I'm saying, right?
Alex Cross was horrible.
Yeah, he has his own studio, so he really could. You know what I'm saying?
He really
right?
could,
He
but
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
what
I understand what he did in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, yeah,
To
you got to
get
do that
on.
shucking and jiving shit until you get your own.
You got
But you
your
got
own.
it.
Yeah.
Now you can do your own thing.
Yeah.
And with his own thing, he's giving you a Madea Meets Scary Movie. What the fuck is about to come out?
Medea Boo or some bullshit.
Yeah.
But this is
Fucking coon.
This is why you won't. This is why you will continue to get Medea movies, but you won't see Tyler Perry producing this type of film. You know, we didn't go out and support it. You know, we let all this other bullshit distract us from it,
and let me
and
just
we
say
didn't go
something like,
support it.
I'm not a hater of him. I just want him to make a better movie. You can keep making them bullshit movies. But, you know what I'm saying, give me an actual movie.
Yeah.
Give me an actual movie about your people, your culture, and where you come from.
Some real shit.
Make a movie about yourself.
And like what he was telling me, Oprah was actually
Make a
trying
fucking
to-
Oprah movie.
Oprah was trying to stand by Nate and help him through this. And
She
he
had raped.
He said, "I'll deal with this."
Yeah, but he
You
was
know?
he was going to the stations and he was
Yeah.
like being defiant on, you know, he wasn't playing the
Robin
game.
Robertson?
He wasn't playing
Robin
the
Roberts?
game. No, Nate Parker. He
Nate
wasn't
Parker.
playing the
I
game.
know, but he went on. He was interview he did with Robin Roberts.
No, I didn't see it.
She was kind of like, she kind of cooned out to me.
Who, Robert
He's
Roberts?
trying to talk about the movie, and she's trying to talk about rape.
The rape.
the whole
Okay,
time.
so wherever
Oh
he,
yeah, the Good Morning America.
Yeah, like, she just is
interview.
going in. You're avoiding questions and type situations. Like, it's not that he's avoiding questions. That's not why he's here.
He's
Yeah.
there for the movie.
wow, that's
Well, in
deep.
his mind, he's there for the movie. And they mind, we about to expose this motherfucker on national TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we knew the propaganda. We knew what it was the minute we saw it.
So, like, I mean, like, I want to, in order to get a better movie, you got to start somewhere. And this was the perfect place to start, but it wasn't supported.
Yeah.
But see, that leads me also. Now, this is something else I was thinking. At the end of the day, is this something different? It wasn't like it was just blacks as a whole that boycotted this film. It was more so our black feminists that boycotted this film. And it makes me feel like, okay, is it something a little bit past, okay, these rape allegations? Is it kind of makes you want to revisit the whole black man with a white woman kind of aspect, where we know our women, our black women, hate when they see a black man, see a black man with a white woman or a woman of, any other race other than black. And I feel like that played a part in it as well.
He had a white wife?
Yeah, he has a white
Yeah,
wife,
he does.
biracial kids, all that.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like, do we ask that? You know what I'm saying? It makes you think about all these kind of things. It was more than just the rape thing to me that factored in the reasoning why people didn't go and see this movie. They charged the vessel. They judged the vessel, and in judging that vessel, they said you missed the message. And that's where we failed as a people, not going out here to at least give this the benefit of the doubt and go see it. My thing, me personally, why I went to go see it, I said, if I can go and give Disney my damn money for Civil War, if I can go give Fox my money for Deadpool, if I can go give my money to any of these other companies for these other, movies I go to watch, horror movie, whatever the hell it is, whatever I choose to, why can't I go and take that money and support my own?
Yeah, brother, what do you want?
You ain't no kin to me.
That's right, and we ain't your brothers. How come you college motherfuckers think y'all run everything?
Hey, is there a problem here? Big problems.
I heard that. You come to our town year after year and take over. We was born here, gonna be here, and gonna die here, and can't find jobs because of you.
Yeah. Right. Can we go? Okay, can we just go?
We may not have your education, but we ain't dirt neither.
And ain't nobody said all of that, all right?
You mission punks always talking down to us.
Look, brother, I'm real sorry that you feel that way, okay? I'm really sorry about that.
Are you black?
Take a look in the mirror, man. Look, man, you got a legitimate beef, all right? But it ain't with us, okay?
Are you black?
Hey, look, man, don't ever question the fact whether I'm black. In fact, I was gonna ask your country, Bama ass, why you got them drip chemicals in your head. Right, goddamn it. And then come out in public with a shower cap on your head. Like a fucking bitch.
Who you calling a bitch?
Well, if the shoe fit,
Now, I bet you niggas do think y'all white. College don't mean shit. Y'all niggas, and you gonna be niggas forever. just like us. Niggas.
Man, Jermaine J. Mills said that he said most of us blacks know where we're coming from and how we got here, and the media in Hollywood want to remind us of it every chance they get. I agree with him though, because he's basically saying that, you know what I mean, that we got all these slave movies. How come we can't make movies that put us in the future of, you know what I'm saying, right? Just progressive black movies. We don't have really a lot of progressive black movies.
But we get it. This is your you have to deal with your past in order to get to your future. Yeah. We are only one generation away from using a different bathroom.
From Jim Crow.
You're legit one generation away from using a different restroom. So we're not past our past. Our past is our present. In a serious note, like when people say that, I be looking like okay, you want we in the future we can have a movie about someone present day. Like you're starting to get it, but you get it in like a small documentary form, like an Allen Iverson. He had a documentary on Facebook. No, what's that shit called? On Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it shows you how he had to he went to jail for some shit he probably didn't do. He was judged by white people in Virginia, where he was let off, not let off, but he was like, he got a pardon from a governor who was black on his last term leaving office. That's present day victory, in a sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with somebody who we know as Allen Iverson, who just got inducted to the Hall of Fame probably a couple months ago. He's present day, so we haven't got. That's our present day. But our Allen Iversons.
Do you think that black people? Do you think overall that we know our past?
No, that's the problem.
No,
I think that's the problem with the violence we have today is that we don't know much about our past to help and correct our futures.
Well, what about systematic racism? I mean, because
there is systematic racism.
But I mean I think that, you know what I'm saying, that's a major cause of us doing what we do to each other, because, you know, the way that they have the system, it's like, okay, we have no choice but to, if we can't get a job, the only way we're going to get money is resort to violence or resort to doing something that's illegal.
Right.
But
exactly, but that's
systematically.
But I think it comes back to this movie, because you need a starting point, and this movie was a starting point. Like, if you had a 4-day weekend, what the fuck were you doing for 4 days that you couldn't go see this movie? And if you were a single mother, or single parent, or parents of both, take your fucking kids to go see the movie.
Yeah.
You can take them to go to the fucking store to go buy some gym shoes, go buy some True Religions. Them niggas ain't putting no money in your pocket. They ain't giving you no self-awareness. They just taking your money. Yeah. So if you had time, me personally, if you had time to go to Villa, Nike Town, for whatever fucking Jordan they released this weekend, you had time to go sit for an hour and a half and watch a movie that would have made you feel better about yourself as a people.
But another point, you know, Tim made a good point where he was saying that the whole weekend he was going back and forth with people on Facebook, still bringing up the rape allegation. And in the comments in the Facebook Live, a lot of people are posting, you know, about the rape allegation and saying that they can understand how women feel the way they feel. But Tim made a good point that, okay, granted, what he did, what happened was wrong, but the whole notion is it's about the film. Why is it they continuing to harp on what happened? Because Nate Parker did another movie before this movie, and the rape was never brought up, and the rape happened before so long ago. So why is it coming up now? Yeah. So why is it coming up now? Even though he's made movies since the rape situation, but now because he made this type of film,
right,
they want to bring it up.
That's by design. That's not a coincidence, and that's what our people are failing to realize. Like, you can feel how you feel about rape. Nobody's saying, none of us, at least
advocate of rape,
advocate
of fucking daughter.
None of us have said it's okay to go rape somebody. That hasn't been said.
But he was judged by a trial of, you know, a jury of white people, and I'm gonna say he got off. I'm just saying that they said he did not rape this woman.
The verdict was he was innocent, and they kept him moving. That happened when he was in college, right?
Yeah.
That happened
20
fucking
college,
years
ago.
20 years ago.
You didn't care when it was on Great Debaters.
Exactly. This is my point. So why are we allowing that now when this movie comes out? Y'all just did the job for him. You just did the job for him. Thank you. That's what y'all did.
That's what they saying. Now, even Fox is probably saying that shit too. Now we got to deal about this situation no more. Let's go make this Benji movie or something.
Let's go make Deadpool 2. Let's go make Deadpool 2 that all y'all niggas gonna go see, cause y'all like Ryan Reynolds. Our women say he fine, and they gonna hope Wolverine gonna be in the shit, and they gonna go see that. We gave him almost $20 million to make this film. Y'all didn't go support that. Okay, let's get back to what worked. Let's go make Deadpool. Let's make this next X-Men movie that we're gonna go out in droves because it's summertime. It's popping. It's lit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's the reality of the matter. Just go do the research for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. I heard about the rape allegations. It was bigger than his rape allegations. It was bigger than Nate Parker. It was about Nat Turner and that revolt, and that being hopefully the first of many revolts to be displayed on film, because there isn't one vote.
It's a revolt in itself. This is a revolt.
It is
voting for another film, not a better film, but another film.
Yeah,
I just wanted to learn more.
By supporting this film,
you're
going to get other films.
But it isn't just one revolt that ended slavery. Like I saw a lot of people saying that revolt didn't even end slavery. Well, no revolt ended slavery. What revolt do you know of that ended slavery? Please tell me, because as far as I know, that ended.
Shit, the Emancipation Proclamation didn't really end slavery.
It didn't.
Thank you.
The 13th Amendment didn't end slavery.
It didn't.
It really didn't. Speaking of 13.
What revolt ended it?
Forgot about the 13th. 13th was a very, 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 very deep and revealing documentary on Netflix, man. And once you start watching it, you really can't take your eyes off of it, because
so if you didn't see that fucking movie, go see this fucking movie. Pay your $7.
All you got to do is stream this one. You know, that's it. You ain't even got to go pay $12.
Y'all know y'all be sharing. Y'all be sharing Netflix subscriber pages any goddamn way. Get that password up so your buddy can watch this movie.
Yeah, that shit was good.
But you know what I really took from that, it was the private prison situation. You know what I'm saying? They basically guarantee these states that they're going to keep these prisons filled. So how in the hell you're going to guarantee people to be fucking caged like animals? You know what I'm saying? What kind of laws do you have in these states that pretty much guarantee you're going to have people in jail? I'm not saying that, okay, people don't deserve to go to jail, but I mean, how you going to guarantee that? That sounds crazy. So it's like a modern day slavery. So the whole point of the movie was just to show you that, you know, even though they enacted this amendment, it's continuing to go on in just another form.
Yeah, they just changed the vocabulary to me. Shit. You went from plantation, now you're in a motherfucking jail cell. It's called incarceration. You went from plantation to incarceration, and shit, yeah. It opened up my eyes too. Like, I've heard of them, different companies doing it, but like when you actually like see the different companies that was aligned with these private corporations in these private prisons, it kind of fucked me up. I was about to cancel my goddamn cell phone service. Yeah, fuck AT&T, Verizon.
Were they all in on it?
Yeah, man, they had to shy away, air quotes. They had to step away from the company that was actually sending all these crazy bills to keep these people incarcerated. Like, that shit fucked me up.
But it actually goes back to the 13th Amendment. If anybody knows what the 13th Amendment is, the 13th Amendment is supposed to be the Emancipation Proclamation, which is the ending of slavery. But it actually was not really the ending of slavery, because that's not what Lincoln was trying to do. Lincoln was not trying to free slaves. So I was having a discussion with another guy at a bar. He was a white dude. And we were just going over like politics, and he'd be like, great presidents. And he's like, oh, Lincoln, because he look at me like it's black. Like, Lincoln did you a favor or some shit. Like, he freed you. Like, he didn't free me, nigga.
Fuck Lincoln.
Fuck Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? In the land of Lincoln, fuck Lincoln. Because this is basically what he did. He didn't free you. Basically, the South had their own moneymaker, which was us as a slaves. They wasn't giving up. They like, yo, we got this. If I could buy him for $300 and I can slave his ass out,
60 years, and
breed him, make me
babies.
some more slaves for $300, I got me 3 generations of moneymaker right there.
Right.
Compared to the North, who didn't have it because they don't have nothing to fucking pick. So they're like, yo, we gotta pay for our labor, and they're losing money. So at the same time, when they're losing money, the South is gaining. And when the South is gaining, the South is like, and then the North comes to the South, and they ask them like, yo, we need you to free your slaves, basically, because y'all getting too much money. And they like, no, we're not gonna free our slaves because we getting this money. Right, and they like, you know what? Instead of freeing our slave, we'll succeed. That's basically what the succession was. That's what the succession was.
That's the Civil War was.
The Civil War was the South saying, like, you know what? We'll be our own part of the country. You can be your own part of the country. We'll get our own president. You can have your own fucking president. Basically, they broke up the country in half.
Yeah, I know.
That's what the Civil War was. It was nothing about freeing slaves. And only thing Lincoln had on his hand was like, yo, he's spreading the word of mouth and shit. Like, yo, if you come help us fight, we'll free you. That's all that was. It wasn't a freeing of slaves. Because if it was a freeing of slaves, you'd have had some freedom. And then once the Civil War ends, the unions start. Because now they can't free you and you have all the skills. When the Civil War ends and you've been working your whole fucking life as a kid to an adult, even the kids know how to do shit. Right. So you are actually a really good worker.
And you out of a job.
And that would put white people who've never fucking worked out of a job. Because you are really good. You're the laborer. You are the ones who go out right now. Those people who work in retail today, shout out to my people who work in retail. You are a fucking laborer. You the ones that keep this shit going. Even that's what I was saying when people like last year when they was like, let's boycott Michigan Avenue and stop their money on Black Friday and shit. Yeah. You're only stopping the money of your people. I work in retail. Other companies aren't fucking hurting. They get money all year round. What you are hurting is the fact that there's a budget. And there's a LY, which is the last year. Right. So if they made $18,000 last year, they want to make $18,000 this year. On top of that, they want to exceed that $18,000. So if they don't make that $18,000, they're still going to make $18,000 because they're going to cut the hours. So your ass don't get paid. So when if you were working fucking 40 hours, now you work 25. Right. But you still gonna work that 40 hours. You gonna work that bitch in 25 hours. They gonna get that same motherfucking labor out your ass. And they're gonna do it harder now. That's modern day slavery.
So you said the plantation is the corporation.
Corporation is retail.
Believe that.
It is retail. If you work in retail, you work in slavery. Because they are still gonna get the same jeans gonna come out. Them same Jordans gonna come out. And if it didn't sell last year, it's going to sell this year. We just know how better. Now they know how to focus it better. So you didn't hurt them last year when you did that, let's occupy Michigan Avenue and shut it down. No, you didn't shut down any damn sales. Because one day of sales don't make up for the whole 365 days of the fucking year.
That's true.
They still made their money. That's why they're still open today.
So, solutions. What's the solution?
There is no solution to that.
It got to be something.
Well, I think in the business aspect, man, you got to buy more black owned.
Yeah, you do.
Like, we got to keep the money floating amongst ourselves.
But you have to start. It all comes back to this fucking movie. It was a type of a black-owned situation.
Hey, we ruffling some feathers tonight, man.
I'm just saying, like, what is a black-owned? Like, I live on.
Fucking feathers.
I live in like 606 fucking. What's my area code? 606 49 and 37. Just moved, but some shit like that. But it's saying like when you go around, like, what is your black-owned? Like, me personally, I try to shop black owned. I will go to breakfast. If I go to breakfast, I go on 630 College Grove. I go to Dailies.
But you know what? Shopping black owned, granted, that's a good thing. But sometimes it seems like when you do shop black owned, I mean, you're giving the money to something black in your community. Right. But how is that going to reciprocate into the community growing? I mean, you just giving it to somebody who's black, basically. But you know, they don't have any type of initiatives in the black community where the money flows through it. Okay. You know what I'm saying, right? Which I would like to see. I would like to see, okay, if I go to this place and I'm spending my money in this black place,
where is it going to?
Where is it going to? It's going to them, into their house, and going to whatever else, whatever bills they got. And
this is I think where we mess up as a people. Like, okay, you know how they say we all in the hood and shit, according to Donald Trump. Yeah. Say we got a block. We all on the same block. We stay a couple houses down from each other. If we was all about our communities, say you own your house, say you got a mortgage on yours. I just moved on the block. He already living on the block. Why not? Could we just keep your money within your community, and when it's time for these outsiders to come in, like they do gentrification. They break up your communities. You got people that stay in these communities for 20, 30, 40 years. Yeah. Then they do fucking, I can't think of the exact term. I want to say white flight. It's some of that nature where they just break up your damn communities and go to the suburbs. It's cheaper out there. Yeah. You don't want to stay here. There's too many black people in this area. And we just scatter. And before you know it, you got two people on the block and you surrounded by everybody else, and you like, damn, how the community change.
While you out there chanting that rally,
You know this, Uncle Tom?
listen, sucker. I'm blacker than the ace of spades and more militant than you and your whole damn army put together. And while you out there chanting at rallies and browbeating politicians, I'm taking out any money front sucker on a Hummel that gets in my way. So I tell you what, when your so-called revolution starts, you call me, and I'll be right down front showing you how it's done. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
But on top of that, though, you got those of us that when we do, quote unquote, make it, you know what I'm saying, we want to go for that deluxe apartment in the sky. You know what I'm saying? We don't stay within those same communities. We don't take the opportunity to go and reinvest. You have that abandoned building down the block. It should be a block party, not block party, but it should be a meeting where everyone in the block gets together. If you know it's illegal activities going on within that abandoned building, y'all figure out how to, you know what I'm saying, either buy that property, you know what I'm saying, and renovate it and sell it to, you know what I'm saying, to somebody low income housing, or, you know what I'm saying, rent it, however, to keep it occupied. You have to, you know, like he was saying, what's the solution? How do you do that? You buy black. Let's say you have a black owner in that neighborhood.
Right.
That's how you do that. You buy black, and in turn, that dollar, it starts to do this kind of effect.
I forgot that.
You have to reinvest into your community, into your area.
And it can be bigger. Like, even when you don't have those properties, let's say like that abandoned building gets torn down, it's a vacant lot. Utilize that vacant lot. Make that like a market for like farming. That's what I've been seeing in the neighborhood I just moved in. Like, it's a few vacant lots, and they didn't change them into like areas of where they're growing vegetables. Like, and they got like chairs, and it's like they're protecting it.
You're supposed to.
And it's like nice little farms going around there. Like, I'm impressed.
You go, you buy that land. You do like you said. You go, you buy that land. You make it into a little farm.
But I'm saying, like, you ain't even gotta buy it because the city giving that shit away for cheap.
That's right. That's why I say, why not just go ahead and own
instead
it?
of putting that fucking glass down there, put some grass down there.
You go ahead and own it.
Own
That's
that
why I say,
shit,
you
bro.
go ahead, you own that shit. You get the babies involved in it in the summertime. Hey, y'all come over here, help me. You show them. You're giving them a trade now.
And that's passing on knowledge.
That's passing on
And
knowledge.
you know what? And it eliminates litter.
It eliminates litter.
Because you care about your own.
Because you care about it. You want to see it look good.
Ultimately, you got to bring back. It needs to be back. We
Black
need to
awareness.
have
That's
awareness, and
togetherness.
we have to have pride in ourselves.
We need that together.
It's a lot of us that don't have pride in our communities anymore. We're just existing in them. We're just staying in them. It's and that's it. We're not worried about nothing else. It's just some place we inhabit.
And you see some people out there doing it. Like I see, like with Jamal Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He goes around. He like passes out sandwiches to like homeless people and things of that nature. And that's a really good thing. You know what I'm saying? He shows it on Facebook, but he doesn't get enough credit for it. But that's a hell of a thing to do, to take money out of your pocket and go give it to other people. And until he's helping. Now that person who is hungry is fed, and least likely to knock you over your fucking head.
Yeah.
You know what, man? A sad reality is, man, that America has been built off capitalism since the beginning of time, man. So, you know, when you got people, you know, in the black community who don't have jobs, man, they gonna resort to what they resort. Like, I have hope for change, but it's a small piece in me that is like, that says to myself, you know what? The streets gonna do what the streets gonna do in order to get money, in order to survive.
I think that's a capitalist situation. That's a capitalist. But why can't we make the capitalist situation work for us?
How? That's the thing. How?
That's why I say instead.
But
of,
that's what it takes.
That's why I say buy that land instead of just working on it.
Not
because if you just go
shit.
and you just work on it and you build that farm on there and you let said person that's not from the neighborhood come buy that property because he goes to City Hall. You know what I'm saying? And he got the. It's his property now, so now all he's gonna do
is get you out.
So basically, saying all these things, you see, like it'd be like lot for sale. Just have that lot be like $1.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy that lot for that whatever it is. Cause
he can attest to it. Where his former apartment by my grandma's house, it used to be vacant over there, nothing over there. Now what's over there, Drew?
Motherfucking condos. 'Cause I remember telling
condos
like,
all
bro.
up and down Madison now. You know, for a long time, Madison was just lots. When you go over there by Madison and West, you know what I'm saying? You go over there by my grandma's house, Warren and Campbell. over there. It was nothing but just vacancies. Just
Yeah,
now
some
you got
still
an ice
over
house
that
over there.
shit.
They didn't put a hockey ring over there. You know what I'm saying? They got condos, like he just said. They putting townhouses over there, and these places they're charging what 18, 15, what? How much for rent?
Shit, at least 16 and up.
At least 16 and up. The people that were in this community already, they can't afford that.
But you
So
know what's
what
crazy
happens?
about that
These
shit?
people
to me?
they're getting put out if they and that's the reality of business too. Like you said, it's all about capitalism. Oh, how much that person owe on they back taxes? They ain't paid their back tax yet. They owe that. Okay, boom. They go down to the city hall, buy it.
You can't tell
Now you
nobody.
forced out of your house.
You can't stay in no house that you rent in. You renting that shit. If you own it, the bank gonna have to make you get up out there, and you still got time to pay that shit off, possibly.
So yeah,
And half the
it
time
just
I
needs to
don't.
be more of an awareness. That's the problem. People are unaware, therefore they're not aware. I bet if you thought that you could buy a piece of land with the same amount of money you bought some fucking Jordans with,
You would think twice.
you would think twice.
You actually can. You go to Inglewood area.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Those lots are going to be valuable one day. But if you don't have money to build on that lot, why not make it a community garden?
But before you say that, but if you don't have the money, you don't have no one telling you that.
It's ignorance on the lot.
You don't have anybody telling you, hey, you know what? That same money you putting in. Well, I ain't going to say you don't have nobody telling you that, because you have people out here that do go and spread the word and they try to teach. You know what I'm saying? You got to want to hear it first. You know, it's a lot of us that are it. Like we just finished saying, a lot of us that's out here that we're ignorant.
But you need to be aware of your past.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Comes
true.
right back to that fucking movie to me.
Look, dudes want a
Be
quick
aware of
hustle.
your past
It's a gap.
to know what your future is going to be.
Look, they want a quick hustle, man. So many, dudes so used to, guys are used to getting a quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? They know that, okay, if I spend some money on buying this lot, it's gonna take 2 years for me to see a profit. So they're not looking at it from the perspective of, okay, it's an investment. They don't want to do an investment. They want a quick flip.
I mean, that's cool and all, but like we was talking about them condos just a couple minutes ago. Them motherfucking condos started off at $60,000, I think, a building. One of them motherfucking units alone go for $200,000, and it's about 4 of them in that bitch. That's damn near $1 million. So you want to keep thinking small? Be my motherfucking guest. I don't agree with it. I ain't gonna be thinking small.
It's not. This is my thing. Like,
Stop thinking Rick Ross. Start thinking Warren Buffett.
I wouldn't even say Rick Ross because
No, because
I
that's
think it's
what,
not-
that go
but-
back to what
but
he just
start-
said.
why not think-
as far as us wanting
but why
that-
not
that-
think
that
hunter
fast
gatherer?
money.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Us
to
wanting
me,
that
I
fast
like
money.
the community garden
Yeah.
where there's a vacant lot, because everybody doesn't have the money to build. And you know what? In certain situations,
it could be a park.
they're not looking to come into your community.
Yeah.
So if your community got hella vacant lots, make it hella gardens.
Just buy that shit.
And you know what? And that stuff that you're growing, that helps the community. For someone who doesn't have food to eat,
Yeah.
when someone's out there eating fucking top ramen,
A Carl Button, huh?
Carl Button meat and top ramen. Shit, grow some fucking vegetables.
Hood classic.
And I ain't even sell. A lot of times with the community gardens, it don't cost that much to like grow shit.
You grow it, you can give it out to the
That's what I'm
community.
saying.
You can give it out.
and
It
you
costs
can
next
make
to
a
nothing.
profit
You
off
can
of it.
give it out.
Costs next to nothing. Yeah.
A pack of seeds costs fucking 40 cents, and some shit come back on its own every time it's a harvesting season.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Yo, we back. Shovanist Pigs podcast, episode 3. Closing it out right now. It's a long episode. We talked about a lot. We cover a lot of topics, a lot of deep issues within the American culture, history, present, and the future. So, I want to close out by saying that The Birth of a Nation, man, overall, I think that it was a very important movie, and it should have been supported some more. You know what I mean? Granted, the rape allegations came back up, and it caused this big hoorah about what's going on. But, at the end of the day, the message of the movie was the most important thing that I think people should have, really opened their minds up and took the time to really check it out. So, but at the end of the day, I think that, ultimately that, what I'm saying, right, as long as the people in power are continue to be empowered, the shit is going to be the same way. It's going to be ran the same way. They are wickedly brilliant on how they manipulate us and how they are in control of things. So we have to start thinking and have to start, coming together as a people overall to combat what's going on. So that's how I feel about it.
I'm cool. Well, this broke nigga Ron who always stay humble because I'll never be rich. But like I said in the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's some vacant lots in your building, pick them flaming hot bags up in them fucking cold waters and start you a garden. Bring your whole community and get your whole community involved, from your grandmother to your mother to your sisters to your brothers, and make that trash not look like trash and make it look like grass. And that's the start. That's not even nothing big. That's not like I'm saying cut a ribbon and build a building. I'm saying like, yo, let's start from self-awareness, meaning self-awareness of our neighborhoods, cleaning up our neighborhoods, putting the guns down, and help each other prosper in life, meaning us.
Overall, I say check out Birth of a Nation. Don't hold the actions of one person just because they filmed it against the film itself. It was a great film. You like a lot of people said it had inaccuracies or whatever, inaccuracies. Do the research yourself. If it means that much to you, go see the film. Go do your research. You don't even got to buy books about Nat Turner. You can go to the library, see what's available at the library, check it out, and then make your determination from there. A lot of the times we want to point things out and we want to, you know what I'm saying, say this is wrong and that is wrong, and we're not coming up with no solutions on it. It's time for that to change. We have to, you know what I'm saying, if we're going to question something or we're going to call somebody out on it, we got to be ready to, provide a solution to that and, provide, examples, that's credible, you know what I'm saying, to back up these statements and stuff. If you're going to hold one man to this whole thing, you holding Nate Parker to, this whole rape allegations and all this kind of stuff. If you're gonna hold him to it, it's 100 other men you got to hold to it as well. Not just men, it's women too. So just food for thought. Freedom ain't free. Birth of a Nation.
But hold on, is it really rape if a woman does it to a man? I mean, I know that sounds crazy.
This is
like
like Demi Moore type shit and Disclosure.
I'm just saying. I mean,
What was that? Damn, what was that fucking movie?
Disclosure with Demi Moore.
It was another movie.
And I don't, what's homie name?
Would you consider yourself being raped if a woman, just took it from you?
If she
It's
ugly,
2016, yeah.
if she ugly, she took it from me.
Well, I was listening to the whose podcast it was. I listened to the Joe Budden podcast on the way to the crib today, and they brought up a good point. I think there needs to be some kind of repercussion for women that cry about rape allegations and they're false and they're doing it to make a profit off of. You know what I'm saying? We definitely need to go back to the table. Our judicial system and come up with something in place for when we find out they falsified information and giving false, testimonies and stuff under the court of law. It need to be some kind of repercussion to that too, because a lot of the times you get a lot of men like they found out, what was the guy from the Blackhawks, Patrick Kane?
Yeah.
They found out he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? This person was just accusing him of rape. You know what I mean?
I think they should face the same amount of time that the person would have got that they're accusing. And then I think that would make them think twice, like, hey, I can't be fucking around with this. Because I think some take it as a joke and a quick come up. It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
It's a quick
Like
hustle.
everyone, we don't know the specifics on the Derrick Rose trial. I don't know if did we bring that up earlier?
Nah.
But we don't know the specifics of that, the ins and outs of that. You know what I mean? But from what's been presented, yeah, that's what I mean by going back and looking up research and what you can research and if it means that much to you. You know what I mean? Let's check the facts on these things before we come up to these conclusions and just, you know what I'm saying, judge a person and crucify a person. You know what I mean? We don't know what was going on when Nate was in that room with that chick. So that's my 2 cents on it, y'all.
And my thoughts on Birth of a Nation. It's an excellent movie. 13th on Netflix is also an excellent documentary. Check both of those out. It's an eye-opener if you don't already know what's going on. Kind of give you a deeper insight of what's going on, more in-depth look. And to piggyback on what Tim just said, as black people, you shouldn't be guilty before being innocent. It's called innocent before proven guilty. if you're going to make my man guilty without knowing any facts, you just see rape, he automatically guilty. Let the facts come out. Let it play out. Let the movie play out. Then you make your own judgment and go from there. But all that aside, you should really go support this brother. It's a passion movie. He went broke for this movie. He did a lot of sacrificing for this movie.
Hey, where the hell you going, Shaft?
And I think it's under.
To get laid. Where the hell you going?
That was random as hell. Wow.
All right, y'all. We appreciate it, man.
Threw him right off.
Until next week, man. We thank y'all, man, for checking us out, man. Show with this Pig podcast. Peace.
Claudine, GTD. What does GTD stand for? Tommy, I've asked a question. What does GTD stand for? I answered your question. Man, you are in a court of law. There are a lot of people in here. We can't hear you. Your Honor, you're going to have to make them speak up. What does GTD stand for? Got the draws, okay?